Josh here from Jetskibrothers, and we're back doing another video with the LS V8 swapped jet ski. And I'm gonna get this guy installed on the engine so we can start fitting it in there and see where we're looking as far as fitment. And then later on in the video, I'm gonna show some fiberglass work on that gnarly damaged spot in the front of the ski.
I'm really excited about that. Heck yeah! Yeah, don't leave it all ugly for your buddies to see. Get that, put some paint on it. Paint it, man. In the words of Stacy David.
And I'm like, yeah, I better paint it before I pull the old pan off so that I can overspray onto the old pan and not really care about that. If it's a different color in 5 seconds, that's why. The Holley oil pan comes with a nice set of hardware for installation, and more importantly, it does come with instructions. I went ahead and jumped on YouTube and watched a couple of videos of installation of these oil pans. The biggest misstep I see guys make is that they don't read the instructions, which tell you that you have to modify the windage tray for the new oil pan to fit properly. The windage tray needs to be modified to clear the new oil pan and the pickup tube that is much shorter than the original. Side by side of the new and the old oil pan to give you guys an idea of the height difference. Pretty drastic in the front, not quite as much in the back. Nice thing is Holley has all the measurement specs for this oil pan on their website, so when you go to buy one, you can just click through the pictures they have, and they have all the full measurements of how deep the sump is, how far forward it goes, and whatnot. I'm going to go ahead and modify the windage tray. It's looking good. Do a test fit on the oil pan. The reason you have to chop this piece off is to clear this right here. Alright. Oil pan fits good. Test fit on the oil pickup. Make sure it clears that notch. And it does, so we're good to go. Alright, well that's just how this is a theoretical prototype for how we're going to do this. This is not necessarily the finished product.
Wait! How are you gonna start it without a flywheel on there?
I'm going to get back to fitting this engine into the hull in just a little bit. Right now I got to do a little bit of fiberglass on the hull itself. But stick with me, I'm just going to do a little bit of fiberglass and then we'll be right back to test fitting that engine into the hull.
Got the hull flipped over, and check out this just horrible repair job on the front.
The foam is wet. It's soaked. So that's why this thing is so extra heavy, is because the foam is all soaked. And another thing, look how easy this crap comes off. And check out this. Comes right off of there. I'm gonna have to cut this front section out of the inside of the hull so that I can back patch that really gnarly spot underneath. The underside of this piece is wet because there's definitely water between the two halves. White fiberglass that you see already on the bottom there is basically a back patch that I did last night, just so that I could have something to lay the, I guess, actual back patch onto. As a lot of you know, laying fiberglass onto no backing is pretty much, well, it's not impossible, but it's very difficult. So it's just easier to have some kind of backing on there. So I did it last night. I did a little bit of a backing so that it could be easier for me to lay this patch on here right now. It's the next day, and this is what we are looking at for completed fiberglass, basically for the back patch for this thing. This is just so that I have something to work from on the other side. I got a lot of mat laid down here and also some chopped strand. It'll be nice and strong, and we'll be able to go and patch the underside at a later time. I'm kind of focused on doing some of the engine stuff right now. I'm done with fiberglass for now, so we're going to go ahead and test fit this thing inside the ski and see how it fits in there. What do you think, Jacob?
I can't remember what the order is that we filmed this in. What do we say? Wait, the engine's gonna spin backwards.
Ironically enough, if it's spun backwards, it's a lot easier to do spur gears.
Oh yeah.
Less than 3 inches. The shortest oil pan, aftermarket oil pan I can get for this. And we could actually get it to drop probably 2 more inches. But those 2 more inches might as well be 2 miles because we need to drop like 2 3/4 inches. And at that amount of drop, the oil pan would be through the bottom piece of the hull. So there's no point in going that route. We're going to need to come up with something clever.
Just put a couple of bicycle sprockets on there. What if you just hack and slash and go total rage mode on the other oil pan?
Yeah, I could.
And then use the pickup tube out of this oil pan.
Could slash the truck oil pan.
Because the truck oil pan, who cares? You slash and ruin that thing, nobody's gonna care.
So me and Jacob have been going back and forth about the engine setup here and whatnot. Essentially, what it comes down to is the engine needs to drop about 3 more inches for it to line up with the drive shaft. And that's a big
You got your
problem.
square oil pan, right? And you got your that shaped bottom of the ski, all right? Now just picture that.
And I don't really want to hack and slash this beautiful Holley oil pan. I don't want to like cut a hole in the bottom of the hull.
We got that truck oil pan that nobody cares about if you hack and slash.
I could do some hack and slash on the truck oil pan. So there's a few options with that, but we're just talking about other options.
Wait! Wait! Get a dry sump! I've been telling you! Get a dry sump! You have to! They're $2,500! You have to do it so you don't blow up that $500 engine! We know that's the voice of some commenter.
Anyways, we're thinking the engine could go way farther forward and we could run a drive shaft back, or we can do some of our gearing options that will, you know, put the gears stacked on each other and things like that. But realistically,
we're gonna run a chain drive with 2 bicycle sprockets. What's the bicycle chain size? I can't remember. It's been a long time since I rode BMX.
bicycle chain is so small.
Bicycle chain.
Like,
yeah, bicycle chain to your V8.
anyways, we're gonna have to do something clever with the drive setup. We're not gonna figure that out right this second. I'm kind of interested to see how the top piece fits with the engine sitting at this level.
Okay, guys, the harmonic dampener sucks to put my back up against. Oh, I didn't know I could get this low in this thing, though. This is where the nitrous bottles are gonna go up front. Big nitrous. This is gonna be hilarious.
It's gonna like squish your elbows. Okay, now it's sitting on the throttle volume.
Okay, yep.
I wouldn't stick my head too awfully close. Okay.
Hi, guys. Hey, this is, by the way, this is a little departure of probably how you thought the riding position was gonna be. Low CG and, you know, wind resistance when you're sitting in here, so it's gonna be comfortable, and this is great. Also,
Ooh.
room for your proper foot. Actually, wait.
Just put them out there. All right.
Feels like basically we're taking it to another level. Once you get up to our speed levels, you're gonna be piloting from the inside. Remember, high in, low out. What are we doing?
Here's what I'm just gonna do the 3 most newest one. The first most newest one says at Cletus McFarland. And believe it or not, we do know who Cleater is.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of his videos. He's like making Sea-Doo boats right now.
Yeah.
And they're kind of cool.
I remember watching it back in the day when Leroy was his only project.
Yeah, I watched it back when it was Leroy, and I don't think I've watched any of his stuff lately.
All right, the next one. I hope to see this at LS Fest in Vegas. And let's just say that is a fair possibility, but probably not this year. More likely next year.
Yeah. I mean, Holley did say if it's not there, they're going to basically come after us with pitchfork.
And right here, Only Fifth Scale says pretty soon JSB will be hanging with Cletus and the rest of the boys. We might have to be moving over to Florida then, eh?
Oh, going to live with the Florida ski riders.
Tattoo Junk says, my pallet of popcorn just arrived.
That's good old Tattoo Junk. Always getting a pallet of popcorn.
Always got the popcorn.
Whenever we're getting a Wave Blaster 1200 build or something cool, he's got his popcorn coming. Happy you enjoyed it, Tattoo.
And I'm just kind of scrolling through. I guarantee
you guys, Johnny Depp knows who we are.
All right, I'm kind of bored of scrolling through these comments. There's too many, and I can't get to the people who I remember, and I can't find anything funny right now. Oh, wait, get an LS1 or LS6 intake manifold, cheap and super low profile.
Way!
So, I think I've seen that comment a lot. I've looked into it, and for a used LS1 intake manifold, it was like $350. And I haven't looked at the Dorman ones yet, but I can't imagine them being cheaper than a used unit.
Yeah.
So at that price, I might as well just get a better intake manifold.
Yeah. Sometimes we look through the comments and some people are really helpful.
Well, quite a handful of you will know what this is. Especially Rick M's will know what that is.
Yep. Thanks, Rick.
Yeah, and if you are still trying to get a hold of me about sending a package, just email me and we'll figure something out.
Yeah, it's only for you, Rick.
All right, so check out this simulated clip of this ski being done and running out on the water. That was just a little clip that I put together which kind of theorizes what this thing might sound like when it's out on the water. Basically, what I did was just take a clip of a car engine and put it with a clip of this thing before, we started working on it. And, that's kind of what we think it might sound like. There's a lot involved with putting this engine into this ski. There's a lot of stuff that I have to figure out for myself because it hasn't been done or well documentedly been done before. And I just made up the word documentedly. I don't know, whatever. The amount of work that I get done on this thing per video really doesn't reflect the amount of hours I spend working on it per video. So take that into consideration when you're trying to say that, this thing should be done right now. It's not like you just go to Riva and buy the kit and then it's just bolt on and go. Everything has to be figured out, custom made, and everything else. So it takes a lot more time than just ordering parts out of a catalog. I do have more parts on the way for this build, so I got stuff coming up. If you haven't done so already, make sure to check out the rest of the playlist for the V8 jet ski build. All the videos are pretty darn good, so make sure to check them out. Also, I want to say that we have done some other fast builds before, so maybe check that build out. That was last year's project, the GPR SHO, where we put the original engine that came in this thing, because this originally came from the factory with a 1.8 liter supercharged engine. We put that into a smaller ski, a GPR, and made the GPR SHO. So if you haven't seen that playlist, check that playlist out as well. You'll probably enjoy it.